What's good, everybody? My name is Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about how to make beats based off of beatboxing or taking some kind of physical recording that comes from you. So this is the fourth challenge, or week 4 challenge rather, of our 30-day challenge. I just finished the stream listening to everybody's week 3 submissions. If you want to get started, you have to submit every day, but you still have a week left to participate where I'll listen to your tunes. We can talk more about that a different time, but really what I want to cover today is this concept about how to practice something called audiation, or also, utilizing the skill set of, like, maybe if you've ever heard of singing a melody and then trying to use that as a means to write. It's a means of practicing imagination and then getting that imagination to a medium that you can actually edit and hear and manipulate and whatnot. So to start off this tutorial, I do want to talk about some concerns that some people have with beatboxing, because for one, I know that it's a vulnerability thing, but really before you get into trying to do anything with your body or anything with, physicality wise, you really want to start by imagining something, or you can use a reference. For example, if like you don't know what to do, you can technically do Spotify or whatever, but really I wouldn't recommend just like doing a reference and then trying to reference a beat. It's more about trying to hear something, trying to imagine what it is that you want to put out on a piece of, either on a piece of paper or in the DAW or whatever. So it is kind of ambiguous advice, but in my mind, I make a lot of halftime beats, and to start things off, what I'm going to focus on for somebody, say, who's not so good at beatboxing is, instead of trying to do the whole thing, like, I don't know, like, to me, that's very simple, but to some people that might not be. So instead, we're going to strip some of those elements away, and we're going to use a metronome here in order to try to record something in here that is going to give us an idea for the next beat, or for a rhythm or something. So what I would recommend is whenever you are getting ready to record stuff into your DAW, just listen to your metronome a few times. And rather than trying to do like the whole thing, let's just start with a rhythmic piece. And this is primarily applicable specifically for halftime, but check it out. So. Okay, so now that we have something like this, we've already got some kind of rhythmic loop. And so what I would recommend from here is really just replacing. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this, in fact. So for example, if you wanted to actually turn all this stuff into percussion, then you can slice this however you want to and be like, all right, this is going to be my clap, or this is going to be whatever. Another thing that you can do is you can say, okay, well, let's find something that is percussive. Say, sorry, maybe percussion rather than percussive. So I don't know, some kind of stick hit or just anything that's a very short sound. So this would be really nice. And what we can do is come into this and say, okay, well, let's actualize this with these different hits here. And I'm just going to try to align these different pieces of percussion or these different rhythmic hits in a way that's going to align with the beatbox that I have actually gone and recorded. And maybe you want a little bit of variation. So for example, you don't actually want this to be like nothing but the cymbals or something. You can actually cut this out and set this here. And then what you can do is actually just turn this up, and then we can think about processing that later. So that way it's not just confined to a single sound, or you can go and find a different sound if you wanted to. So something like that would actually work really well too. So maybe right here we want to place that in there. And now, as opposed to just having this beatbox thing that we've created, now if we were to play this, we want to kind of make sure that this is aligned, and then maybe we should do some kind of phrase here. So maybe I'll find a clap. So I can just record this in something like so, and get this going here, and maybe turn this down a little bit. And now from here, I can kind of just go along and fill in all these little pieces. Once you have that, then you can go and add in your kick, then you can add in your snare. And if you want to go all the way, then you can actually add in your basses and stuff, or your melodies or whatever, to kind of stack and create whatever it is that you're beatboxing into an entire project. So for this particular challenge, I'm not really looking for you to make an entire song. I'm more so just trying to get you to create a groove, because this will be a jump off point to help sketch your next beats for the following week. So hopefully that was helpful. It doesn't really need to be super complicated. This should be like a relatively easy week for the last 30 days of this challenge, but I believe you. I know that you can do it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing your submissions. Bye, everybody.